If you were here this week, please ignore the fact I'm playing on the Japanese version now. I tried to stream this last week, and the Satiator had a little bit of trouble, from what I can tell, with the English version of this game. Like, whenever you'd run into, like, the bonus stages, you could play that perfectly fine, but when you got to the results screen, the game would just hang. And I did some testing to see if it was just the Satiator disliked my disc, or, you know, it disliked the particular file I had on it. I tried a whole mess of stuff. It's just the North American version just seems a little weird. So this is the Japanese version, which actually does play relatively well. From what I can tell, I played through the first level just to test it. But this is Sonic 3D Blast. Now, if you weren't here last week, I will sort of give you the whole spiel. So I had this game when I was a kid. It was one of 3 Sonic the Hedgehog games I had. I had the original Sonic the Hedgehog, I had Sonic and Knuckles, and I had this on the Saturn, and I remember loving this game so much. And then, you know, there was like the rise of the internet that came along, and I found it weird that people didn't seem to like this game, because I remember loving the hell out of this game. Like, it was different. This isn't really a standard Sonic game. It's honestly more a sequel to Flicky than Sonic, but I remember being really fond of this game. And, you know, when Sonic Mega Collection came out, I noticed that Sonic 3D Blast was on there. I'm not gonna lie, that was the first game I was determined to play on there because I was so excited about it. And then I played it. And the thing is, Sega seems to have the Capcom school of thought of, when we release a compilation, we're gonna give you the absolute worst versions of stuff. It came with the Genesis version, and the first time I played it, my only response was, oh, this is why people hate this game, because I think the Saturn version is so damn good. Comparatively, at least. I like this game a lot, and I feel like it's my duty to show you how cool this game is. So I tried to do that last week, and it was literally after this that the game froze. So, we're going to go through one of these. If it freezes again, I'm just going to go stand outside and get hit by lightning, because it's storming really bad, and I'm just going to be embarrassed with myself. But it shouldn't hang, because when I tested, I actually went through a whole bunch of these special stages, so we should be good. But yeah, this is Sonic 3D Blast. It's a very different kind of Sonic. The Genesis version was really, really bad. This version, I think, is actually pretty good. It's mostly the same game between versions, but the Saturn version just has a lot of extra little visual features. It has these really cool, sort of throwback to Sonic 2 special stages, which I think are really, really cool. They are a little hard, though. The Genesis version special stages are just ridiculously easy. And I know that because I've got this, like, really bad Chinese handheld that has, like, all these Genesis games on them. And I've been playing a little bit of Sonic 3D Blast on there, too. It's like, wow, this version just is garbage. Like, that's the only thing I can think is, like, people just played the Genesis version. No one played the Saturn. Go play the Saturn. The Saturn is wonderful. But Saturn 3D Blast is actually quite a fun little game, I think. Now, you might remember the cough drops you get in the Genesis version. No, you get a proper Chaos Emerald in here. If you've never played Sonic 3D Blast, the Chaos Emeralds are basically useless, though. There's no Supersonic or anything. However, there is a secret bonus level that you need all of them to collect. And here's where the game kind of hangs, if we were playing the English version. Also, this screen would have no audio, which I did not realize until I checked it out at the end of last time. So if we get to the main story, we're good. We got a loading screen. Okay, we're good. For now. I haven't played all the way through this. Yes, I do have a very nice overlay. I have you to thank for that. I quite like it. And now people will stop complaining that I stretch all my footage, so, you know, everyone wins. Okay, see these little moles popping out of the walls? And this little guy digging in the wall? Not in the Genesis version. These little bouncy flowers? Not in the Genesis version. This amazing soundtrack, which you probably can't hear because I turned the audio down. Trust me, when it happens, I will be quiet and I will add the, I will pump the music up for the best bits. You know, it'll happen. But this is how you need to play this game. There was a PC version. I don't know all that much about the PC version. I do know that it recently got a patch from one of the people who actually worked on it, which is interesting. But, you know, I don't know much about this version. I do know this version, though. Okay, so, like I said, this is more a sequel to Flicky than it is Sonic. Your goal is to defeat 5 robots and get the Flickies, and then get to the magical ring at the end. And hopefully don't lose the Flickies. The neat thing is they have a physical presence around you, so if you were to go... and this is a terrible example because I've already grabbed it, but actually there's one right over here. If you go on this little trampoline, you can fling the Flickies above you and they can actually collect stuff for you. And that's important for the little Sonic medallions that are worth 1/10 of a continue, which you need because there aren't unlimited continues in this game. But there's just nice little visual details and everything. That water looks really nice. This bridge, not this bridge, there's another bridge where you can stand on it and it'll creak under you. That's only in the Saturn version. But otherwise, you know, it's Sonic 3D Blast. If you've never played it, see, we don't have enough Flickies to grab that. But if we did, we could. And it's actually important we do that because we don't have unlimited continues. And we need 10 of those to get another continue. However, there is a way to build up other continues, and we just kind of ran into a bit of a trap. It's to speed things up, but it's a little bit awkwardly placed. We can only get 1 Chaos Emerald per level. However, Knuckles and Tails, I believe, are in every level. You have to pay them off 50 rings to get them, to take you to the special stage. But if you do, you can get a bonus life if you complete the special stage a second time. It's also worth knowing that by going through these, see, this bridge creaks. They 3D modeled the bridge. That's not in the Genesis version. This version's awesome. Also, we got homing attack before Sonic Adventure ever used it. Oh, speaking of Sonic Adventure, that game used a lot of the Genesis music. This is a completely new song for this game. This entire soundtrack is completely exclusive to the Saturn version. And by doing this thing, whether we win or lose, all those Sonic medallions we collected will actually respawn in the stage. So there's actually an optimal way to play this that I'm not doing. I don't know how far we're going to get. I'd like to play through it because I've never actually beaten this version of it. I've only ever beaten the Genesis version, which I don't like at all, really. But I did it. Now, there is some interesting differences between the English and Japanese versions. Not many, but I've counted 3 so far. They have different titles on the title screen, of course. They swapped the music to the second world, which kind of bugs me. The second stage and the first stage of the second world have audio swapped, which kind of sucks, because the first song is way better than the second one, so you gotta wait a little longer to listen to it. And I think they changed the name of the final, or the penultimate level, rather, to Gene Gadget in the Japanese version, whereas the English version, I think it was called Crazy Gadget. But otherwise, they're pretty much identical. And this version actually seems to work on the satiator, which is nice. Because I don't want to have to go digging around for discs and stuff, if I don't have to. Considering that all my stuff is, like, in limbo right now. But, you know, this is basically Flicky 2, starring Sonic. And the weird thing is, I dislike Flicky intensely. I actually quite like Sonic 3D Blast. Unfortunately, we can't get more than 1 Chaos Emerald per go. That kind of sucks. Because you can get the Chaos Emeralds real quick if you want to, but the fact is, the game won't let you. And they don't have a lot of purpose in this game, honestly. But we got more score, and we got music during this this screen, so at least it's not completely messed up like the English version. Please don't freeze. There's a loading screen. Okay. I'm actually really sweating waiting for that loading screen. It's like, oh, please don't freeze again. I went through that once. Isn't that enough? Alright. But yeah, like, look at that. They 3D modeled the bridge. Looks so good. And all these flowers, they wouldn't be there in the Saturn version. The moles wouldn't be. There's just lots of nice little visual things on top of a really kickin' soundtrack. This game is way better than anyone gives it credit for. But again, I think that's just because people really only know the Genesis version, which is the version Sega keeps putting out there for some reason. Just like how Capcom only puts out the bad versions of Mega Man 8 and X3 for whatever baffling reason. Which is why I'm not really all that interested in grabbing those Mega Man Legacy collections. Well, that and the fact that, you know, I have to buy the collections twice to have all the games. I find that rather confusing. I don't know how that mole is digging that bridge. That's a weird place for you, Mr. Mole. It's also worth noting that in addition to having physical presence in the sense they can collect stuff for you, the flickies can actually be knocked away from you, and that is actually a little bit obnoxious. It doesn't happen too often, but like if an enemy gets close enough to hit you and doesn't but hits the flickies, it'll scatter them, and if you don't notice that, it's just a little frustrating. I want the homing shield. Okay, this is the speed up. I'm going to give you a quick pro tip. Speed up in this game is nonsense. Yeah, they probably did lose the code for the Saturn version. It's Panzer Dragoon Saga all over again. Actually, the Saturn version came out long after the Genesis version. I think the Genesis version is just easier to emulate, I imagine, because, you know, the Saturn being the Saturn. But, I mean, you know, for the PC version, they could probably patch in, like, the soundtrack and some of the visual stuff. Although, again, I've never played the PC version. That stuff might come standard on it. I've only ever heard one person talk about the PC version, and that was that it had a terrible soundtrack, and I've seen that the bonus stages are stupidly weird. Like, your character moves way too fast in the bonus stages, so it's impossible to dodge stuff. So they just filled it with rings so that you can't actually fail it. Which is certainly a way to handle that problem, I guess, but it's a weird choice to make. This map does not show up in the Genesis version, by the way. If I recall. But we're still at stage 1. This is like a... I think if you get all the Chaos Emeralds, it's an 8-stage game, although the 8th stage is just a boss fight. And it's like a... I think something like a 10-phase boss fight, too. The final boss, if I recall, is just kind of absurdly long. But the music's quite nice, and there's just... I love the visual stuff. Like, if I recall, the water's entirely static on the Genesis version. Like, it's not animated. None of the trees are animated. These mushrooms don't exist. These flowers don't exist. It's a lot of really small stuff, but it really does add up to, like, create a completely different visual profile for the game, I think. I don't know. I might be the only person in the world who likes Sonic 3D Blast, but I think I also played the good version of it. And I will champion this game. It's not perfect, it's an isometric platformer, and when it does precision platforming, which we'll see in the third area, or the second world, that's a bit of an ass, but, you know, I think it's still a really good game. Maybe not a great Sonic game, but still a really solid game in its own right, if you play this version. And we're missing an enemy. I don't remember this guy being here. I'm guessing he's moved for the Japanese version. Probably just a small change that I'm not familiar with, because I don't remember there being an enemy in that random corner. Now, if I recall, Knuckles is right over there. We need 50 rings before he'll take us to the bonus stage, though, because our buddies are completely extorting us. You know, I like Knuckles because I think he's a solid dude. Honestly, I mentioned this last week, but, you know, when I was a kid, I was probably like the biggest Sonic the Hedgehog fan ever. And it's embarrassing to tell this story, but I'll tell it anyway. I once had this dream where somehow I was, like, transported to Sonic's world, and I had to, like, team up with him, and he was just the biggest jerk ever. And then I met Knuckles, and he was just solid, and we worked together, and we beat Robotnik. When you're a kid, you have dumb dreams like that. But, you know, that stuck with me. From that day on, I went from being a really big Sonic fan to just, like, the biggest Knuckles guy ever. He's totally my boy. But I find it weird, because, like, you know, I have, like, I like certain specific Sonic characters, and every game they're in, they have, like, the least contributing role in the games. Like, you play Sonic 3 with Knuckles, he has the fewest levels out of all the characters. If you play Sonic Adventure, playing as Knuckles or Gamma, like my two favorite characters, yeah, Gamma. I was thinking Omega, but that's later. They have the least number of levels. Shadow the Hedgehog, before they made him a completely bullshit character, you know, in Sonic Adventure 2, he was awesome, and he had the fewest stages. Also, I just want to defend Knuckles and Rouge's stages in Sonic Adventure and Adventure 2, respectively. Those games, or those particular levels are underrated. I think they're great. I don't like hot and cold stuff, but I do quite like those treasure hunt stages. Yeah, I would say the Satiator breathed new life into the Saturn. I mean, I think it makes playing translations and ROM hacks and stuff, for what few there are for the Saturn, certainly a lot more accessible. And I mean, the Saturn, let's just be honest, it's basically a dead console. For everything great it does not have the staying power the Dreamcast does for modding or anything. The only thing I have really against the Satiator, aside from the fact that it's, you know, clearly got some issues playing certain games, and, you know, it has that problem of new hardware interacting with old hardware being more of an art than a science. You know, the only thing I can really complain about it is it costs a lot of money. Which I think is a problem, because I think if you're an enthusiast or someone who's just interested in the Saturn, this is a great way to get into it. But it's going to cost you more than the Saturn itself will. Several times over. Yeah, it is mods. The nice thing is, though, it's a relatively easy mod to install. I can do it. Like, I'm someone who can't change the disc laser in a Dreamcast without breaking it. That's why I've got 4 broken Dreamcasts and not an actual working one. It's true, you can keep it driveless. The problem I have with it, though, aside from cost, is, of course, just how kind of spotty it seems to be. I think I mentioned this story before, but I was playing Bulk Slash. And Bulk Slash, if you haven't seen my review, you should, but it's a must-have Saturn import, where you play as a mech. It's very arcadey, it's not a very long game, it's only about an hour long, but it's got a bunch of unlockables that only unlock after the game saves, which only happens when you complete a playthrough of it. It's only an hour long, so it's not that big a waste of time or anything to, you know, complete a playthrough. But the Satiator, for me, hung every time I tried to get to the end. So, like, all the, like, fun bonus stuff I'd unlock, it just wouldn't unlock, because it wouldn't have saved. And that's frustrating to me. Now I own Bulk Slash on disc, so it doesn't matter that much to me, but, you know, it's just frustrating to see stuff like that happen, and I'm hoping that through firmware patches and stuff, that'll fix some stuff. But, you know, I think it's a great tool. I hope it becomes a little bit more readily available for enthusiasts and people interested in the Saturn, because I think everyone needs to play the Saturn. It's my favorite console for a reason. Yeah, I definitely agree. More updates will probably fix the problem. It's probably just a compatibility thing. I read very early on that the Satiator couldn't play, like, the memory expansion fighting games and stuff, because it didn't interact properly with the memory card, memory expansion things. And I think they've got that worked out, so it's entirely possible. And like you said specifically, you were having trouble with FMV games, which I haven't had a lot of experience with. I haven't really tried them out, really. But, you know, I imagine that's probably something that can be relatively easily fixed. Broad scale, rather than having to, like, redesign the product from the ground up or anything. And I hope so, and I hope that they maybe streamline the product. They don't effectively make it like a second version that does more or anything. I just hope they support it through patches and stuff more than anything. But if they made, you know, a more streamlined version that was a little bit cheaper to make it easier for people to play, I think that would be definitely great. But I'm pretty happy with the Satiator, all things considered. Time Gal. That is a game I actually want to play. I don't play a lot of FMV games. Time Gal is actually one of the few I actually want to play. There was a Lupin one I want to play as well, because I'm just a big fan of Arsène Lupin and Lupin III in general. But I think there's also Ninja Hayate. I'd like to play that one as well. There's a few, certainly. I think offhand I only own one physical FMV game for the Saturn though, and that's Solar Eclipse, Solar Assault, something like that. Which was like this weird sort of kind of Star Foxy thing. Oh, the racing one. Yeah, that was Road Blasters, I think. And I remember that name because Road Blasters was also the name of a I think it was also a Genesis game, but it was also like an NES arcade game that was like actually like just a straight up like sort of outrun game. And I really want to play that as well. But I don't have a lot of experience with FMV games. I've never seen them being particularly interesting. But I think I need to, you know, put more time into them. I did like them for, like, the campy sort of, like, they were definitely of their era sort of aspect to them, but they're not necessarily my, you know, most interesting games for the system. I'd rather be playing, like, Silhouette Mirage or, you know, Sonic 3D Blast or Astal, and you absolutely need to play Astal because it's one of my favorite games. Got a full playthrough on it. I have got to review that game at some point, but a thing about me is I like to not review my favorite games of all time because as someone who's something of a perfectionist, the moment I put anything out, I immediately hate it. And it's like, oh, I don't want to do that to my favorite games. And I've already done so many of, like, my top 10 favorite games. And it's like, oh, I could have done that better. I could have done that better. I've learned so much. Yeah, there really are a million versions of Dragon's Lair. I know there was a, I think PS2 GameCube 3D, like, adventure Dragon's Lair that looked kind of a bit like Medieval. And that game looked pretty cool. I'm actually not that familiar with Dragon's Lair. I'm more familiar with Don Bluth's actual, like, films and stuff more than his video games. Like, Secret of Nim is my jam. That's a great film. I've heard Don Bluth is actually doing some more stuff now, like he's got some projects kickstarted. I'd like to see what he's doing. I'd be interested in seeing what he's doing. Now, the neat thing is, all these flickies in different colors, they're not just dictated by the enemy they pop out, they actually also have slightly different personalities. Like, the red one will bounce all over the place, the blue one just kind of wanders around. There's a green one, we'll see eventually, although he's like the least common flicky. I think blue and pink are kind of everywhere, though. You know, yeah, he did kind of stop producing stuff for the longest time after Titan AE, but you know, I like Titan AE. It's been a long time since I remember watching it, but I liked it. I think the CGI doesn't exactly hold up all that great, but, you know, I think it was a pretty good movie. My intro to Titan AE was actually a book on the science behind scenes in Titan AE, like trying to explain space physics of trying to eat food in like a vacuum and stuff like that. And then after that, I really had to watch the movie. And I remember when Titan AE first came out, that was just a movie I confused a lot with Treasure Planet, and both movies I just didn't have any interest in. And it's like, you know, I like Titan AE, I don't care for Treasure Planet. Nice! Twinsies! I've also never seen, what was it, Atlantis? The thing with, I can't even think, Michael J. Fox. I was gonna say Marty McFly, which is also true, but... Okay, now here's one of the differences between the English and Japanese version. I mentioned this before, but they swapped the tracks for the first stage and the second stage, so the music's gonna be slightly different. So for the moment, we're okay. But when we get to the actual music I want to show you, I will actually shut up and just let the music play for a little bit. Now, this is something exclusive to the Saturn version. They actually put weight on the tiles. Now, this affects literally nothing. And there's also music, or sound effects that accompany it, but it's kind of a neat thing, and it actually changes depending on where Sonic's actual weight on the tile is. Really? It got a mini-series? That's surprising. Also, there's a mouse in here that is not in the Genesis version. Now, I would say this level kind of takes a little bit of inspiration from Casino Night in the sense that there's like bumpers and stuff. I think that's supposed to be Tails, but it looks like a Flicky. But there's Sonic and Knuckles on there. Yeah, I've never seen Atlantis. There's the green Flicky. He's a bit bigger, so he moves a little bit slower. We need a full tail of Flickies to get those. So we're not going to do that. This little spinny thing is one of the most frustrating things about this stage. I remember having so much trouble with this. Now, if I recall, that enemy that we just killed, that bee, if you use the PC developer patch that was, like, invented, like, last year, it actually replaces that bee with a crab enemy that was originally in beta that never came out. Fun story. Also, we need to get to Tails. Hopefully without getting completely mullered by these flails. I'm rather bad at this stage. But I like how they go from like a really bright, colorful, clearly Sonic Stage 1 kind of stage to this sort of more somber, toned down level. Okay, this in particular is why I hate these spinny things, is just this bit. It's also really easy to lose Flickies right there. Okay. Yeah, we don't want to do that. And alas, we lost Flickies. Yeah, so they just kind of wander aimlessly, but they have slightly different AI patterns depending on which color of Flicky they are. Well, since we screwed that up, we're going to go back and try and get Tails later, but I wanted to grab that, and we're going to try and unlock him with this. But yeah, this spinny thing is a little bit, like, you have, like, a momentum and a slipperiness to it that Sonic doesn't normally have. So the traps of Rusty Ruin are not to be messed with. I'm sorry, Tails, I only have 7 rings. That's not enough for you. You need 50, you greedy jerk. I thought we were friends. Alright. Now, the nice thing is you can go back, usually. Also, this fog effect and these rain droplets not present on the Genesis version. The only thing I think that this game suffers from, the Genesis version in particular, is the music doesn't loop properly. Like, there's a small bit where, like, the CD audio has to reload itself. And that's how we get back to part 1. So as long as we get an extra 50 rings, we're good. And by that I mean an extra 11 rings, and we're good. But, you know, this game is just really pretty. I still find it weird that people dislike Sonic 3D Blast, but again, I think they just played the bad version of it. And sure, it's effectively the same game with this, but, you know, it's so much better. I've heard people say it's like the worst Sonic game, which it's not. Sonic Labyrinth is a lot worse. Although that is also an isometric Sonic game. I've seen people say, you know, it's the worst Genesis game ever, which, no, it's not. Heavy Nova exists. Ugh. Heavy Nova, that's a game I wish I never had to play, and I had to play way too much of it as a kid. Alright, let's avoid these. Almost lose all my rings instantly. Like a total champ. I just love how completely chill the music in this stage is. It's so good. The third world has a completely different thing going for its tone. You get kind of tonal whiplash from the music from the second world to the third. Alright, Tails. Alright, we're going on an ice luge in the middle of a desert, it looks like, with floaty things. I mentioned I've never actually beaten the Saturn version. Frequently I would actually get kind of stuck with some platforming in the second world of Rusty Ruins. And I would... When that didn't happen, I would get lost in the third world, so, you know. Oh. This is a little bit easier than Sonic 2's special stages. Not by a lot, but it's a little bit easier anyway. Sonic 2's special stages were just complete pain in the ass. Alright. Nice thing is you only have to go through 2 of these, whereas in Sonic 2 I think you had to go through 3. Although the Genesis version is a lot easier. Because it was like a bunch of... Whoa, okay. I was not expecting that. That's alright, we're good. Just don't die, Sonic, please. You have enough rings. Just survive. That's all you need right now. All you need is to not die. Shoot! That's a freaky effect. Okay. Well done, Saturn. I'm impressed with that effect. You know what? You get a thumbs up from me for that. Also, we got the 3rd Chaos Emerald. And unlike Sonic R, also on the Saturn, when you get a Chaos Emerald, you actually get the Chaos Emerald. Sonic R was a little weird like that. You only got to keep the Chaos Emeralds if you came in first, and they were a pain in the ass to find. Now the problem is, after this, I don't know where any of the bonus stages are located. So, if we want all the Chaos Emeralds, we're in for a bit of a challenge. But, you know, we'll see what we can do. Sonic R stream. I could do it. You know, maybe next Sega Saturn Day we'll do Sonic R. I could do it. I played through Sonic R before. All you gotta do is get Metal Knuckles and you're good. That's how that game works. Sonic R is a weird game, too, because, you know, I find equal people loving the game and hating the game. And it's like, you know, I kind of sit somewhere in the middle. Like, gameplay-wise, I absolutely abhor it, but, you know, the soundtrack, for as nonsensical as it is unbelievably catchy. I wouldn't say the lyrics make a lot of sense, nor are they particularly good, but, you know... It's catchy. I like the fact that you can modify weather and it actually affects stuff. I can't stand the fact that it controls like a walrus that was hit by a dump truck, but you know. Maybe next week we'll do Sonic R. I kind of want to now. Alright, let's grab these. I don't know where Knuckles is. Might be a problem. As long as I don't lose my shield. Alright, and the fact there's no green X there tells us that there's an extra chunk to this route. So the worlds are getting a little bigger. Now the neat thing is, there is a map. It's not very effective at telling you anything, but there is a map. I don't know, I think Sonic R was pretty impressive for its 3D visuals and stuff. I think its weather system was pretty cool. I think its stage design was actually pretty creative. But it absolutely handles like complete garbage. That's the one thing. And you know, I've heard equal number of people hate the soundtrack and love it. I kind of sit in the middle. I don't like the lyrics because I think they're dumb and pointless, but... You know, I think the songs themselves are incredibly catchy, which for a song is... one of the most important things. You know, if it sticks in your head, that's a song doing its job well. Granted, I don't understand jack about music theory, so, you know, I'm not the person to ask about music. Well, yeah, you also rebound off walls in this form, which kind of sucks a lot. And we might have needed spinny power to go that way, so we may have just wasted our chance. Nope. Looks like we're good. So there's the end. I think one of these walls you can actually break through with a charge, but... And I just don't think Knuckles is in this level, or if he is, I've missed it. Fortunately, we already have the Chaos Emerald, so it doesn't matter much. Now I'm going to shut up for a little while to show you exactly why this version is awesome. Because the music for the next stage, which is normally Act 1 in the English version, it's the reason why you play this version. So I'm going to turn up the audio a little bit. And that's why you play the Saturn version. The soundtrack is infinitely better, and it just looks so much better. But I think the game plays a little better too. But, you know, the soundtrack to this one level, or rather the first level if you're playing the English version, that sold this game to me immediately when I first played this. You know, I missed the awesome piano track of the first stage, and when I first played Sonic 3D Blast, the Genesis version on Sonic Mega Collection, I was like, I remember there being awesome piano, where the hell is that? But it was this song that immediately told me that the Genesis version is just garbage. You know, fun story about me, but when I first heard that song, this song in particular, and they've got like that weird little bit of chanting in the background at the end of the first loop of the song, I honestly thought there was like a ghost in the room I was in or something. Like, it freaked me out. Okay, so there's Knuckles. We just need 21 more rings, but you know, that was it. You know, the fact that other versions of this game don't have this song is, I think, proof enough that you need to play this Saturn version. Oh, poop. Yeah, it's 3D platforming. It's not the best. Also, this is going to be one of the reasons why 3D platforming in a isometric view is going to be a bit tough, because this is actually a pit from up there where there's going to be a moving platform you have to precisely jump on. It's a bit rough. It's one of the few things I really dislike about this game, is when it decides to go precision platforming with the isometric nonsense. That's when things go a bit awful. Oh, we don't have enough rings yet. Fortunately, we can fall down and go find Knuckles, so we'll do that, I guess. So, we just need to not get murdered. And there are little treadmills on this ramp. I know, because I watched the demo play of this game a lot before we started this. It's better to go back down and just hit these ramps, or these trampolines. Alright. Now we just need to be real careful with these traps. Break these pillars. There we go. But yeah, this song just has soul. Okay, so ideally, we'd land on that platform, which we failed to do, because I am an absolute pro at Sonic 3D Blast, a game I have not played in probably 10 years. And this particular version, which I have not played in significantly longer. Whoa! Okay, we're good, we're good, we're good, we're good, we're good. Alright, let's try and get another Chaos Emerald. Hopefully this doesn't freeze anymore. I don't entirely trust it, honestly. Also, these are some really nice 3D models of Knuckles and Sonic. I'm just gonna say, I'm impressed. Okay. Okay. That's fine. That's good. We're good. We're all good. Oh, crap. Oh, this might be bad for us. I don't trust you, speed up thing. You betrayed me last time. Oh, that's not good. The fact that it's telling me exactly how many rings I need tells me that I don't have enough. Oof. Well, that sucked. Fortunately, if we get 50 more rings, we can try again. Which, you know, that now that the stage has reset, we can totally do that. The game is limited to how many lives, or how many Chaos Emeralds you can get per stage, but as long as you get 50 rings, you should be able to re-challenge, if I recall. Ah, 1 ring short, though. That's a bit painful. We'll try again. I'll be back, Knuckles. You better not require, like, 100 extra rings now or some nonsense, though. I'm not leaving without that Chaos Emerald. I want to try and get the final stage. Okay. Nice thing is, you know... and I'm not sure if it's a good thing or not now that I'm thinking about it, but if we get all the Chaos Emeralds, that means that I, in theory, don't have to be cautious anymore about saving rings. The problem with that mentality is that means I'm going to take a lot more damage and possibly get myself killed a lot more. And because there's a limit to how many continues and lives you get, that's not ideal. That said, you know, not having to worry about carrying 100 rings or, you know, 50 rings at a time has its advantages. I like that it just sort of erases your entire, you know, sense of being. Okay. We got 50 rings. Let's try this again. Please don't ask me for 100, Knuckles. Or we might have problems, you and me. We might have problems, him and me. Yeah, we might need 150 now. Problem is, he takes all of them, so now we're in trouble. Okay, now there was something off to the left here. I think we're going to explore that. Oh, okay, I'll just get up there. I'm just gonna wait and try not to get killed by these flails. Hooray for shields. Alright. I think this particular ramp was a bit weirdly designed. You need to hit those freaking stupid things in order to actually get up it. Okay, so yeah, this is like the one part I really remember when I was a kid that I hated. Is this one specific jump. Get past this and we're probably fine. It's that one jump. Although I will say the next stage has a lot more traps. And the next stage is like this game's equivalent of like Casino Night, Carnival Night. And then I think after that there is the obligatory ice world and then the obligatory fire world. And then like a machine world, and then that's it. It's not a big game, really. This is where isometric platforming kind of sucks. I'm not going to say this one moment ruins the game, but I will say it is kind of dumb. And should have been designed a lot less stupid. This feels almost like, well, we need to make the stage longer, what do? Well, let's just add stuff. The fact that you can screw this up and it's tough to judge distance. The only thing you really have to judge distance with this is your shadow. Which is what makes this a problem. Like, this is why I never, as a kid, really beat level 2 of Rusty Ruins. Just because this one platform was just kind of, like, weirdly awkward. And I'm impatient, so I didn't want to sit around and wait. Okay, so those are flame launchers on the wall. We're going to ignore those. That one's kind of in a spot where I need to kill a thing, though. Still haven't seen Tails around. It could very well be that he's not in this stage, similar to how Knuckles wasn't in the previous one. Ah, yes, in this bit, more precision! I think you can actually skip 2 of those, too. Which is good. It's good you can skip them. It's bad that they thought precision platforming in an isometric game was a good idea, though. Because that is something I will fight against forever. Because it's not. And I believe those are the type of tiles that'll fall if you jump on them. So, basically just go hard and you'll get there, I guess. Don't grab those, because shoes in this game are a trap. Now, we could try and go back to Knuckles. We do have the rings. And I don't know where Tails is. And I do believe that was the end goal of the stage, so it might be wise to try. Alright, we'll go after Knuckles, I guess. Worst case scenario, he takes all our rings and we die horribly. Best case scenario, we get to retry that stage. Let's roll that dice and see what happens. I should definitely never be a gambler. Alright, that's fine. That's fine. That's great. It's not like I'm left without rings and a way of defending myself at all. It's fine. We'll get through this. Wish I had a shield at least, though. So that's the problem, though. They take all your rings. And only a certain value will actually get you anything. Now, the nice thing is, you don't have to have them all in one go. Like, they do bank your rings, so if you need 50 rings and, like, you deposit 49 rings in one go and bring an extra 1 ring, that'll count, and it'll take you to the bonus stage. That's good. I like that they bank your rings. But, and the only reason I think they do this, they only let you challenge it once, which I don't remember that happening. I think the only reason they do that is so you don't stockpile too many lives. Which is ironically kind of a problem right now, because I need lives with no health. But we'll get back to playing the waiting game. And we're just going to have to play this super cautiously. Alright, alright. Don't know what triggered those things. Don't personally care. We're not dead. Yet. Yet being the operative term there, but we're alive. I would like those rings. Shit, gonna go for the rings. Maybe we'll find Tails later. Alright. I thought I saw an X on this platform. Apparently I didn't. Yeah, these stages get a little bit bigger, by the way. I remember that. First couple stages are actually really small, and they only have like 2 segments, and they get like 3. But it just means we get to listen to the awesome music more. I'm okay with that. You know, none of these enemies actually really have means of attacking. I feel like I'm just sort of ruining their day. Like, they're just hanging out, and I'm the jerk in this situation, and I resent that game. That bee was just sort of randomly vibrating around. It wasn't like, you know, he was trying to ruin my day or anything. That's all on me. Okay, whoa. Crap. Flickies, get back here. Yeah, losing Flickies kind of sucks. It could be worse. They can actually get pretty far away from you if you leave them to their own devices, which is why you absolutely shouldn't do that, but they get significantly worse if you just let them hang out and you don't realize it. Okay. Okay. Well, we got a shield down here. That's gonna take me backwards. I don't want to go down there. And that's not gonna quite take me all the way across here, I don't think. The nice thing is, I don't remember there being too many precise platforms having to deal with this after this stage, but, you know, it's kind of a shame that this stage kind of gets marred with that. Alright. This is about as far as I got as a kid. I got to the next stage, and then I kind of got lost from what I remember. But I have beaten this game before, so hopefully we can do it. Alright. This is a cool design of a boss. I like this boss. We got Rusty Ruin Act 3, where we can hear Robotnik laughing in the background as he merges with the wall and becomes a knight somehow. Okay. We're gonna isometric things make harder. Words are tough. Now, if I recall, he alternates which paw he drops down as my cat sneezes. He's been doing that a little bit lately. I think he's just got allergies or something. Jumping from this far paw in the background's a little bit awkward. Trying to figure out exactly what angle you need to hit him at. And the nice thing is you can sort of re-land on his paws and do double damage like that, and he's dead. And if you're playing the Genesis version, I think you can actually like jump through his body after you kill him and sort of like get merged with the wall. I think. It's been a while since I've done that. But I know there is a way to do it. Alright, welcome to Carnival Night. Also known as Spring Stadium. This area is filled with a metric crap ton of traps. Mostly in the form of spikes that'll pop up out of the floor if you stand on them for too long. So we gotta be a bit careful about that. And like everything else, you know, the Genesis version just had a significantly less animated background. And it was a lot less interesting to look at. Whereas this is something of a visual treat. Okay, these are the spike things. So don't stand on those little floor things that have holes in them, you know, the little spike things, or else you're going to get spiked. And you don't want to do that ideally. Mainly because that's a lot of damage you don't want to take. Yeah, like literally no enemy actually like actively attacks you. They're just sort of all hanging out, which is weird. But this, I believe, is the level I got stuck on as a kid, because I just got lost. Because the stages get a lot bigger at this point. Okay, shield. I need this. Now, if I recall, Tails is hanging out in this stage somewhere. And I think he's relatively close by. So if we can find Tails, we can go to the special stage and try again. Don't have enough for that chunk of A. I don't think that Robotnik balloon is in there, mainly because it's clearly a pre-rendered object. That's not part of the Genesis version. We can't go that way yet. But the fact that we've gone this way, and we see that, is a sign that this is probably the way we need to go. And that means that if there is bonus stuff, it ain't this way. Hey! That's kind of cool. Robotnik's got his own little, like, sign thing. I like that. He's rocking a top hat. Looking dapper. I don't know how quick to react those spikes are, so I'm a little hesitant to be running around here. Oh! Well, we didn't get killed by him yet. That's a plus. Still haven't seen Tails yet. They've really spread out all the... I'll take that life, thank you. They've really spread out the stuff in this stage for sure. Like, I'm not surprised that when I was a kid I kind of got stuck. There's invulnerability, but that doesn't do me any good. Okay, okay. Thing is, only a few of those will actually, like, spring, so you gotta figure that out too, which is a little weird. Shield. Yes, please. Nope, don't want to die. Guess Tails isn't around here. He might be in the next part. But I distinctly remember Tails being in this place. Oh, I didn't want to take that damage. Alright, let's get out of here because I'm not trusting not dying. If I get the Chaos Emeralds, good. If I don't, well, it sucks, but, you know. I don't know why, but this level, for some reason, reminds me a lot of Chameleon Twist on the N64, and I can't tell you why. That was a game filled with just, like, nondescript 3D environments that were kind of vaguely around a singular theme, with really kind of generic enemies in every single one of them. That's what I remember about that game, and yet I find it rather nostalgic to think about Chameleon Twist. I never played that game, or I never played the sequel, and I only played the original very briefly, but I remember really kind of enjoying it. Okay, so we need to be careful not to get murdered by the spikes. This time, we're going to avoid the little speed up thing, because the little speed up thing cheats. That one. That's the one we avoid. No, wait, I think it was one after that. Nope, it was that one. That's the thing, I've come to realize that Sonic stages like Sonic 2 and like this, they tend to work on rules too. Like something that happens on the left stage a few seconds later will happen on the right side. You know, there's a lot of repeat stuff on the opposite side that gets mirrored. I'm going to pause for just a sec because I think my cat wants outside. Because he's a silly cat. Alright, Mr. Cat. Alright. Cat's out. Time to hopefully get this Chaos Emerald, and hopefully pausing did not throw me off my groove, which it absolutely did. Alright, let's go. Gotta get 100 rings. Okay, I can do this. I can do this. I can do this. I can't do this. Alright, let's do it. As long as I kind of go where the trail of rings leads, we should be okay. Again, should being the operative term. Yeah, see? Left side, right side. That's kind of the logic that these stages tend to work with, and I tend to follow. That said, I'd rather go slow and be less likely to get murdered by spikes and just not get the speed points on those, like, ring gates. Because I have enough rings, it's just a matter of not losing them. There we go. Well, we got the one I should have gotten last time back. Problem is, I don't remember where Knuckles or Tails is after this. I remember Tails being here, and that's it. So, we might not be able to get all the Chaos Emeralds. We'll figure it out. That's 4 down. Alright. Loading! Alright. I just need 1 ring. If I can have 1 ring, that means I don't die. That's enough. Alright. Besides, if I find Knuckles, all I'm getting out of that's an extra life, which that's useful. But I don't have enough. Again, isometric. Like, just going here to prove my point. It's really hard to tell that that's a height thing. Like, if I run into the background, I would think I'd get that because of the way that, you know, that works. But it's not how that works. Okay, that's a one-way drop, so let's go the other way. I kind of got like a little pinball. There you are, Knuckles. I wonder. I did get a Chaos Emerald from Tails, but ostensibly I'm behind the optimal number of emeralds now because theoretically that should have gotten me 1 more emerald. Maybe if I give Knuckles the rings, he won't take me to a life stage because I'm behind the optimal number. Maybe. I don't think that's how that works, but you know what? What the hell? Let's go. I could use an extra life even if I don't get it. So let's see what we get. Come on, Emerald. I'm really not familiar with the stages after this, though, too well. So knowing where to find Knuckles and Tails is going to be a bit interesting. Alright. No, I do believe this is a remake of the stage we just did. Still, more lives. Assuming I don't get killed. Like that. Okay, that might have cost me the whole thing. That's what it did last time. I'm not going to use the speed up thing because I don't trust it. Alright, there we go. I think as long as I play it cautiously, I think that's the best strategy to go in. Alright, let's go. Jump. Just gotta follow a little trail. Skip that nonsense. Staying in the center seems like the safe bet right now. Whoa, I got a little antsy. Still, as long as I don't take too much damage, we should be okay. And by that I mean as long as I don't get hit by anything, we're good. Whoa, didn't care for that. Whoa, okay. It looks like getting hit only takes away like 5 rings. So that's actually not that bad. I think the Sonic 2's bonus stages, every time you'd get hit, you'd lose 20 rings, like kind of like what the max would actually physically drop to recollect in that game. And most Sonic games, although I don't think this one follows that trend. I think when you drop your rings, it's literally all your rings at once. Alright. So you can only get 1 emerald per stage. That's a little crap, but at least we have an extra life. And we found this information out. Learning, it's important. Okay. I'm just going to gather a few rings for safety. Safety rings! Whoa. I like that popping sound effect. The sound effects in this particular version of the game sound a lot better too. They had some really good Foley work. Oh. I need that. It gives me a continue if I collect 10 of them. And I think I must have at least 1 of those collected by now. But again, that would be the sound of a continue, I believe. Now, we're still missing one. And I'm betting it's in that... I'm thinking what happens... And this goes back to those weird flamethrowers in the previous level. But looking at the way that that thing handled projectiles, I think what happens is... the moment the camera's off something, it'll despawn it. But it'll, like, still exist in the game's memory. So, if you leave and there's, like, an object in the air mid-flight, it's gone. But the moment you come back, it will be back for you. I'm thinking is how that worked. Alright, well, we got all the flickies we need, so let's get to the next area. 90-degree turn, and I pulled it off flawlessly. Mid-air control in this game. You know, the isometric platforming, not so great, but... You know, it's got some decent mid-air control. Aw, crap. So, remember what I said about flickies being kind of obnoxious if you don't keep track of them and they kind of disappear? Yeah. We have all 5? Yeah, we got all 5. Okay, cool. I kind of like that if you pause and like the game goes into its idle animation, each of the flickies seems to be doing something different as well. That's kind of nice. I didn't even think the flickies had an idle animation until now. Learning stuff. Okay. So, we still need 3 Chaos Emeralds. And we have, what, 2, 4, 6, 7 more levels to get. So we get 7 attempts, basically. It's not as many chances as I'd like. But, you know, we'll be careful. And by that I mean we have to be. Unfortunately, this level's absolutely trap-laden. Now, if I recall, the funny thing is, like, this level's pretty bad for traps. And it's kind of a build-up of how bad the previous area was for traps. So you think, like, the next one's even worse, but from what I can tell, like, this and maybe the penultimate level are, like, the worst stages for traps. And then after this, the game kind of goes off and makes them a little bit easier for a while. It's just like, you know, you put up with Carnival Night. We'll make things a little easier for a while. You put up with the isometric platforming in Rusty Ruins because that was a bit of a weird choice for us to do, but, you know. We're just going to make some you know, standard fire ice levels, and we'll make them relatively easy for you. I remember them being relatively easy. And from what I remember from the demo, like, the boss of the fire stage can just be, like, chain damage from what I can see. Which is certainly an interesting way to design a boss. I never said this game was perfect, I just said this is a lot better game than people give it credit for. And specifically this version. Okay, we need 9 more, and we gotta find Tails or Knuckles. And there's 10. Okay, so we just gotta find Tails and Knuckles. Now, unlike the previous levels, i.e. Rusty Ruins and Green Grove, or whatever it was called, this stage, I don't think, has any destructible walls, so we don't have to look for any secrets. I don't think. It's pretty straightforward, and I think that's to try and compensate for the fact that the stages are just so much bigger, and they're just so filled with traps. Come on, Red Flicky, get over here. Right, got another piece of a continue. Like, I get why you'd want to not necessarily give people continues that quickly, but, you know, each one of those is 1/10 of a continue. That seems a bit, I don't know, dickish to make you have to collect that much for a continue. I'm not seeing Knuckles at the bottom of the pinball bumpers like he was last time. Missed opportunity, Knuckles. Although I guess that would be law of diminishing returns to have him exactly where... Why are they together in the same place? That's not creative. We're gonna go with Knuckles because he's my boy. Alright, let's try and get another Chaos Emerald. Remember, we're gonna play this as cautiously as we can. And pray the game doesn't freeze. Because again, I'm a little not 100% trusting this equipment right now. Okay. 70 rings. We can do this. Possibly. I mean, I'll say I can do it. I don't really believe it. Because I have no faith in myself. I just lost a whole bunch of rings. And I did there. Alright. Well, there's some rings. There's some more. Not enough. I don't like these speed up things. And I'm betting the way those ring gates actually work is their timer counts down not on a universal timer, but one relative to when they spawn based on, you know, spawn distance. Whoa, crap. Not that it matters when you're 2 rings short. That's the second time I've done that. Oh, that sucks. Okay, well, we know where Tails is anyway. Although I am a little concerned. Because Tails and Knuckles are basically in the exact same spot. If I land in this pit exactly wrong, I could give all my rings to Knuckles again. As opposed to Tails, who we need to actually, you know, go. So that's a concern I have. Okay, let's start by getting one ring just so that if we get hit, we're not completely dead in the water. Let's not grab those speed-up shoes, because that's a sign I'm not going anywhere for about 10 seconds. Can I go backwards? No, I can't, huh? I remember a lot of the level design being based around, you know, there not being one-way trips necessarily. There's always a way back, but, you know, it looks like more and more that design mentality is kind of getting thrown out the window a bit. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it means that the game's a bit inconsistent in its design choices. And changing up your design philosophy mid-game is certainly a choice. Okay, well, I haven't lost any flickies yet. That's a plus. And get killed by that. That's also a plus. A little worried about that guy, but he's done. Okay, okay. Just need to get 4. I'm going to take this and we're going to run all the way back to Tails. Go! See, this game could totally be fast like any of the other Sonic games. Okay, now just be careful not to give this to Knuckles. And hopefully not completely screw this bonus stage up. Hopefully. And once we beat this stage, we're pretty much halfway through the game at that point. Alright, 70 rings. Let's not get 2 rings short this time. Just gotta be careful. There's a weird visual thing. Oh, missed a whole bunch of rings there. Don't care for that so much. And there, I missed a whole bunch of rings. The way the camera shifts, that makes things a little bit awkward. During that whole, like, we're gonna rotate the entire world around you. It's a neat effect, mind you, but it does make controlling things a bit awkward. Alright, there we go. Phase 1 done. Alright. See, I feel like that's a concerning thing when the difference in rings between Phase 1 and Phase 2 isn't that big a deal. Because that tells me, like, we're not going to add that many rings, and it's probably just going to be a matter of don't die. Don't hit anything, we're not going to reward you for it. And we're certainly going to punish you for everything you do wrong. I'm good, I just don't have to take damage, and I'm going to be okay. It's okay. It's okay. We're good. Don't need to get all fancy with this. Just need to not die. There we go. It's another emerald to our list of emeralds that are not green in color. Although, to be fair, there are red emeralds. They're called rubies. That's a fun fact between rubies and emeralds. They're actually genetically, well, they have the same mineral composition as each other. Only difference is the color. They're literally the exact same thing. Although I don't know why there's 2 blue ones. I wonder if they had the silver one in this one. That was the Chaos Emerald I really liked, is the silver looking one. Alright. Well, let's not die. Grab a ring. And slowly make our way towards the next goal. I do like those little balloons that give you the jump, like the extra amount of lift. There's just something quite likable about that. It's cathartic to jump through. Okay, so we're looking for one more. Get back here. Nope. There we go. Those are all our flickies. At least for this chunk. On to the next one. Going up a tube slide. This reminds me of this place that no longer exists called Bonkers. And Bonkers was like, you know those little, like, play parks you see at Burger King and stuff like that? With, like, the big slides and like, the mostly, like, plastic and metal climbing stuff for kids to play in. Like, it was basically just a big indoor jungle gym. It was like that, except imagine an entire, like, warehouse just filled to the brim with them, like, stacked on top of each other. It was ridiculous. I only went a couple times when I was a kid, but it was, like, the coolest place ever. And it was probably really wildly unsanitary, but, you know, when you're a kid, that doesn't matter. There's ball pits, and there's, like, punching bags, and there was, like, just, like, this giant jungle gym of awesome. This stage kind of reminds me of that a little bit. I wonder how many people remember Bonkers. It's probably a regional thing, so probably not many. They probably didn't have too many locations. If you remember Bonkers, let me know, because, man, I remember Bonkers. Alright, we have enough flickies. I thought I was missing one. Turns out we're good. Let's go. On to the boss fight. I don't remember this boss at all. We got this. No problem. Okay. Alright, so what do you do exactly? You wiggle your arms, and I think you slam the ground with them. Yeah, kind of like that. And then I can smack you. And that's how we fight Robotnik. Just circle and corner him. I mean, I think he's more of a threat in this mode because he's mobile and he can actually do damage. As opposed to like the first one, which all he did was drop a rock that you could run away from and then pick it up. This is probably his most threatening form, at least thus far. I don't know how many hits he'll take. This is a little bit where isometrics get a little bit awkward and trying to figure out distance and like where stuff is relative to you. But I still think they give you more than enough rings for it. Although he does seem to be like a little bit more resilient than he was in the previous fight. He's taking more damage, that's for sure. There we go. That's another boss down. We're about halfway through the game now. Alright. Now I really don't remember what happens in this game. We're in uncharted territory now. We're in the ice stage. I thought the fire stage came first, but no. But I kind of remember the stages being a little bit easier after Giant Kitty Playground Zone. That'll turn you into one of those, so maybe don't jump into it. Okay. Gotta fight to find Knuckles. Alright, well we know where Knuckles is at least. It's kind of an inconvenient spot there, Knux, but we'll get there. Alright, there we go. Fighting that's a little awkward, but... It's bad Mr. Frosty. You have to hit him twice. That's how you know you're getting into harder territory. When you have to kill enemies twice. Pingu! This is a rabbit on a pogo stick in the middle of snow. Because that's sensible. I feel like that'll do damage to me, so at least until we run into Knuckles, I don't want to do that. Whoa! Okay, we're good, we're good, we're good. Those are spiky, so those will definitely do damage. So we gotta be a little bit careful, but we're gonna go and get ourselves another Chaos Emerald, or at least try to. It's important that we get all of them. Alright, Knuckles, let's do it. Alright, let's go. Hopefully not screw up this time. Still nowhere near as hard as Sonic 2's bonus stages. Hey, the ground is kind of translucent now. That's kind of neat. I couldn't even see that. Okay. Okay. Oh, I didn't like that. Come on, rings. Oh, that's a tricky little tunnel. Alright. Step 1. No problem. 150. Okay. Yeah, that's a few more than last time. It's fine. I'm not even sure how I was supposed to get most of those. Oh, I missed out on quite a few rings. Those aren't rings! Alright, alright. I could do with a few more than what I currently have, game. Perfect. Now let's just be super ultra careful. That'll be good. Oh, that was a bit scary. That was a bit scary. Whew, there we go. Phew. I do quite like how the Chaos Emeralds look in this game. Alright. Still missing one, though. The one that will decide the fate of Flicky Island. Actually, I don't think the ending really changes much. I think you see a picture of Robotnik holding like a hologram of Flicky Island in his hands, and that's if you don't fight the super secret version of him or something. I didn't like that blue screen. But either way, got all the Chaos Emeralds we can for this stage. So let's just... Okay, yep, that hurts. Can I... Yes, I can destroy that stuff. That didn't help me any, though. Thanks a lot, game. Ooh. Oh, but I can't quite reach it because I don't have all the flick... You know what I'm noticing? That there's one of these little bastard birds that wasn't in my inventory. Also, I think there's this guy over here. Let's be real careful. Okay, so that doesn't actually kill you. That's useful knowledge. Okay. So what's down this way? Does it rhyme with tails? Ah, it's a free life. I have more lives than this game will display. I'm not sure if that means I actually have 10 lives, or if it simply means that I only have 9 because that's how many they can display, so that's how many I have. But I have them. And I have that. Which hopefully will lead to another continue down the line, in case I really need it on the final boss, which I recall is a very, very long fight. At least if we play the real final boss. Okay. That's a wall-mounted spring. You don't see them too often in Sonic. Did I just lose my shield because I had to go this way? That's a little bit of an ass. I did. And then I lost all my rings. Thanks, game. kind of nice to see a saber-toothed tiger in the wall. I have to fight gravity and a snowstorm. And a freaking rabbit on a pogo stick. And a flickies. Alright, we're good. Oi, get back here. There we go. Yeah, there better be another one of those little medallion things up there. Alright. Going this way, it seems. That's alright. Saw a thing up and to the left. And I'm immediately... This area reminds me a bit of Marble Madness. I can't even really specifically tell you what part, but, you know, ball in isometric space. So, I mean, I guess the connection makes a certain degree of sense. Oh, that was bad. But I got a shield, so it's okay-ish. And it's the homing attack shield. Also, I kind of like that little igloo. I don't think that was in the Genesis version. Alright. Still missing 3. That's fine. That's okay. We'll get those flickies back. For we must protect Flicky Island. Alright. Oh, one short. Well, you'll never guess, but I found that last one. There we go. And an extra life. There we go. Couldn't figure out where Tails was. Don't properly care. Still got one more Chaos Emerald to find, though. That's currently my goal. Get that last Chaos Emerald. See if we can beat the game. That sounds like a plan. Alright. Act 2 of Diamond Dust. And on the upswing, you know, we haven't frozen ourselves yet. Is there anything back here? Nope. No secret passages to Knuckles or Tails to find ourselves a Chaos Emerald. I'm just gonna run from that, thanks. Alright, let's grab some more rings, because we need them. Need as many as we can get. Although right now, I would be happier knowing exactly where I need to go, rather than necessarily having the rings, but not have any idea where I need to go. Alright, alright. Shield, taking that. Glad I did. No sign of Knuckles or Tails yet. We finished the first chunk of this stage. And we've got enough rings. I wonder. Nope, nothing there. I can go that way, though. Doesn't seem to be anything down here. So I guess we're stuck going this way. Which means I want to play it super cautiously, just on the off chance I lose all my rings, because I don't want to have to collect a whole bunch more. Oh, isometrics. Tails! You're gonna take me to a special stage, buddy. Hopefully finally complete my Chaos Emerald collection. So we can save Flicky Island. Oh, that's stylish. Alright, let's go. 80 rings. Let's do it. Oh god, I've already lost a lot of rings. Crap. Oh, this isn't good. We haven't hit any spikes, but I don't have anywhere near enough rings. Oh. Was I running on the roof? Because I wasn't intending to do that. Alright, I'll take that. Works for me. Okay. Alright. Oh boy. Okay. Oh, that's not good. Not the best start. Not a fan of that kind of start, honestly. I prefer a start where, you know, I have all the rings I need. And I was definitely going to succeed. My lack of self-confidence is definitely showing. Okay. Okay. Now I just need to not die. If I can do that, mission accomplished. Whew! And that's all the friggin' Chaos Emeralds. Now I can play a little bit riskier. Have to worry less and less about my rings. Whew. Sonic got all the Chaos Emeralds. And because this was a special screen, we're gonna freeze the game. Also, 3 of the Chaos Emeralds are blue. And there was no silver Chaos Emerald. I'm offended by that. Still, it's all the Chaos Emeralds. We're good. Now I just gotta beat the game. Excuse me, Tails. So, now we can play a little bit riskier. Although I don't like that all the Chaos Emeralds, all the rings I just picked up disappeared. I do appreciate that I did double damage to that guy, though. What have we here? There's a secret item box. There's a shield in it. Hell yeah. Stupid Pogo Bunny. Do you know who I am? I'm the guy who got all the Chaos Emeralds. Whoa. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. We're good. We're good. We got this. As long as the machine doesn't freeze at this point, I think we've got this. Although that said, I don't remember the last Robotnik, so maybe not so much as I would like to think we do. But hopefully we've got enough lives to compensate for that fact. Knuckles! You can keep all those rings, by the way. I've got a shield now. Uh-oh. I got stuck back there. I was actually genuinely terrified. I was, like, soft-locked somehow. Like I was somewhere where I really shouldn't be. And I had no way of getting out. That would have been a little bit terrifying. Alright. No problem. Rabbit! You're gonna help me get another medallion, I feel. Which hopefully will give me another continue! Eh. Not enough. Pingu! You're gonna help me get another medallion, I feel. Because I said so. You know, one thing I really do like is that there's no bottomless pits. There's no things where you get stuck and you can't jump out of, like Sonic 2. I said this before, but I think Sonic 2 is a bit overrated like that. Like, everyone says it's the best Sonic game, but you know, that's a game that has a trap pit that will get you stuck, that you have no way of getting around. And I don't think that's clever, I don't think that's fun, I think that's bad design. And I'm not saying this is the pinnacle of good design or anything, but, you know, it doesn't have anything like that. At least as far as I remember. Okay, I don't remember this boss, so this will be interesting. Grab one ring to be safe. Okay. Seems like I can just sort of go at him whenever. Which I kind of like. Although it seems like each and every one of those little fire extinguishers on him is a bit of his health. It's good to have a visual indicator like that, I guess. you to explode. I don't like how much it's sort of driving me to the corners, because I'm picking up health I'm not really intending to. Alright. So maybe 2 more? Oh! Yeah, I didn't want to do that. I kind of resent that you made me do that, game. Alright, there we go. Took a little bit more damage than I intended and collected a lot more rings than I wanted to, but we won. And that leaves 2 more full stages. And then 1 final act in an extra stage. So we gotta get through this, we gotta get through his little secret hidden base, and then 1 more secret hidden or base. Then we're done. I like how intense the music is in this. I don't think these crystals are in the Genesis version. And that's to teach you that you can destroy those blocks in an isolated space. I kind of appreciate the flamey trees. Again, another detail I don't think was in the Genesis version. Now, while you could destroy those blocks, I think underneath some of them is lava, so you don't want to go crazy with it. Kind of appreciate the little, like, devil bat thing. That's kind of cool. Alright, I'm invulnerable now. I fear not this world or its lava. This stage, for some reason, kind of reminds me of Snake, Rattle, and Roll for some reason. Alright, those are all those. We got another medal. Boom. Whoa. Whoa. Yep. There's lava underneath those. Sneaky randomized jerk. That's where we need to go. Yeah, this feels very Snake, Rattle, and Roll all of a sudden. That's coming from a guy who doesn't know much about Snake, Rattle, and Roll. Other than it was a game made by Rare, it got referenced in Battletoads a whole lot, and it was based off a really bad pun from an Elvis song. Okay, we need to use Sonic Spin Dash to get that elevator up there. But can I get that medal? Nope. Alright, that's fine. I mean, it's not, but I'll say it is. And there's not much there. Which tells me that's probably a way down from a different route. Let's avoid those lava pits. We'll make it yet. And you know, it feels like the fact that it's isometric isn't even like a factor at this point. Like, I've been playing this game for so long that controlling this is kind of basically second nature. Like, if I went back to, you know, Rusty Rune and did like that precision platforming nonsense, yeah, that would suck, but I see the Tails is over there, but I don't really care. I've got all the Chaos Emeralds, and I've got plenty of lives. So I'm okay with not having to stockpile more if I don't need to, really. I mean, if I see more lives, or I see, like, medals, I'll grab them, but I don't feel the need to go through bonus stages just to get them. Although, I don't think you actually get bonus stages. I think they just give you lives if you've completed all the bonus stages, and you give them, you know, 50 rings. So if we run into Knuckles with our current ring count, which we didn't get because it's hard to judge what height is on that. And I don't think there really is height. I think that's permanently on the ground, but it looks like it gains height. You know, that's a bit of an awkward thing. Also, bubbling lava looks good. Alright. Still one more enemy out here. Gotta be careful. There it is. It's a devil bat. That's a relatively quick level, too. You know? I feel like last time we had a level this quick was probably Green Grove. Alright. Cool, cool. On to Act 2. We haven't died yet, either. That's pretty good. I mean, I haven't exactly been playing perfectly, but we haven't died. I'll take that as a victory. I love how tense the music is. Like, this is the music for when shit gets real. I would like some rings now, please. That's fine. Oh, just lost them. Oh, we're good. We're good, we're good, we're good, we're good. Alright. You know, I'm hearing a little bit of the beat from Rusty Ruins in the background of this song. I appreciate that. Oh. Bouncy Flicky, come to me. I don't want to have to go into the fire to rescue you. I know I'm going through hell and back for Flickies in the Flicky Island. I don't even like Flicky, but, you know, I draw the line at having to jump into flamethrowers for you. Doesn't look like there's much left over there. I'm going to take that as a sign I don't need to go back that way. I probably do. I don't want to. No! Spiky ladybug creature. Yeah, even if there is one more enemy up there, we're missing one at least. Okay, we're missing two, and I know where they are. Oh, poop! Oh, poop! Oh, poop! Oh, no! Okay. Flickies! This is exactly how I didn't want things to go down. Alright, well, we died once. I'm willing to accept that. 8. Huh. The game only lets you carry 9 lives. That's a bit of an ass, really. On the right side, we got these flickies now. No longer have to worry about where they are. Fire shield, yes please. I'm gonna assume fire shield lets me walk through lava. That would have been useful. Like a long time ago. There's nothing over here. I'm actually trying to walk down that way. There's an invisible wall. It's sad. Alright. It's fine. It's fine. It's okay. We don't have all our lives anymore. But, you know, wouldn't be human if I did everything perfect. Alright. It's up here. There we go. I'm just gonna grab... There's no metal up there. You know, I honestly just assume every trampoline has a metal on top of it, and that's not the case. Haha, joke's on you, game. This entire world is made of fire, and I have a shield that prevents damage from it. So unless an enemy takes it off me, I'm good. I didn't even need to use the spring to get that metal. What was that all about? Oh, there's a shield. Or a shield. Those are, shoes. Which are, of course, a trap. Is there anything back here? Haha! Secrets! Perhaps we will find Knuckles or Tails, and they will settle this debate about whether or not we'll get a free life or not. Well, not yet, we won't. I mean, I'm not losing my fire shield anytime soon. Boop. Get back here, you jumping jerk. Alright, there we go. What do we have? Ooh, secrets! What's in the mystical secret tunnel? Knuckles! This is probably all the way back at the start, isn't it? You're gonna make me do the bonus stage. I just figured I'd get a free life. Huh. This isn't the final one. This is the one before it. The penultimate one. That's weird. Wonder why it chose that. Maybe the final one was just too hard, so it backs one stage earlier. There's not really a lot of logic to that. Oh well. You know, whatever. Let's see if we can get ourselves an extra life. That largely doesn't matter because I can only hold 9 at a time, apparently. I feel like I timed that last jump rather poorly. Alright. We got this. I've got all the Chaos Emeralds. Even if I fail, I'm not really bothered. In fact, I'd argue I'm probably less likely to fail now than I would prior, just because there's less stress. You know, I've got the big collectible mobobs. Now it's just extra lives. No pressure, no worries. Let's just do it. And now we just need to not die. We got this. I'm really worried about hitting those spikes on the roof, honestly. Here we go. It's an extra life that becomes increasingly less valuable when you realize you can only carry 9 at a time. Also, I'm starting to think that was the initial design for Sonic Adventure emblems. That was like a prototype design or something. You know, I just realized I probably don't have my fire shield anymore. Crap. Knuckles, you screwed me. You're still my boy, though. Alright, well, we need to try and find the fire shield. Found it! Alright, we're good. That is just sitting in the middle of a room. Okay. We're missing one still. Flicky pal, where are you? There you are. You really can't leave them to their own devices, or bad things happen. Alright, well, we're good. Because, as it stands, the only environmental hazards are fire-based. And I have a shield that protects me from that. There's no enemies to do damage to me. So, I don't think there's any way I can reasonably take damage right now. Oh. There's no metal up there, but I'm going to keep jumping, expecting one. Joke's on you, lava. I have a shield that protects me from literally all your shenanigans. There's another medal for me. Let's get out of here. Speed Jews. I guess I could take those now. There's not really a lot of point, but I could. Alright. Oh, is there a medal? You bet there is. Alrighty. So we now have one act in this stage, the boss fights, one proper full stage, and then one final boss fight, and we're done. We're getting there. We got this. I want to point out that, at least for this version, this is the farthest I've ever gotten. Now he'll drop down there, and he'll shoot little those. And I believe those steam things can actually hurt you as well. But you can just sort of chain damage on this guy. Like, I'm a bit hesitant to try, but you can do it. Done. Yeah, that boss is a bit of a joke, especially compared to the last one. Or the claw guy, really. 30 seconds. That boss is, could have used a bit of a revise, I think. Alright, final stage. Kinda, sorta, but not really. This is Gadget, which I believe in the English version is renamed Crazy Gadget. But I guess they wanted to keep alliteration because all the stages have that in the Japanese version. I think that's supposed to be a techno squeak, which is one of the few Sonic names I remember. Also, Mush Meanies. I played a lot of Sonic and Knuckles back in the day. I'm so sad I don't have my copy of Sonic and Knuckles anymore because, if nothing else, it's nostalgic, but also it'd be a cool thing to show off just because the lock-on technology for it was so cool. Alright, let's go! Really wish I had my copy of Sonic and Knuckles still, but I don't. I only owned 2 Genesis games back in the day. I owned Sonic, and that was it. I rented a lot of games, though, back in the day. These things are basically like the spikes, but they're more sensitive, and they don't go up in sets. They go up as individual little tiles. It's pretty cool. It makes you feel like the stage you're in's pretty big. Flicky, get back here. There we go. Alright. Alright. I also am hearing a little bit of Rusty Ruins in this song. What's the term if they use sort of the same basic song in multiple songs? Leitmotif, I think? Again, I don't know jack about music theory, but you know, it's a good background song to make calls back to in your soundtrack, I suppose. Like, if you're gonna do that and like reuse sort of bits of the same song into every song, you better make it a good song. And I think this game does. Although I didn't realize until now that the game does seem to use bits of one song over and over. It's not even every stage that seems to do it, or if it is, I'm not really paying attention to it. And I could be just hearing things because I've got my audio on really low. But either way, that's Act 1. This goes a lot faster when you're not trying to, you know, be real careful not to take damage. No supersonic, though. Alright, Act 2. This is the last full level, if I recall. Because after this we got the boss of this stage and like the super final boss. So I guess this is the stage where we put everything we've learned to the test. At least that's the theory. That's what I subscribe to in game design theories. Like, you know, the final stage and final boss is a test of everything you've learned and experienced kind of thrown all together at once. I think I've talked about this a whole bunch. Doesn't make a lot of sense to like throw a whole bunch of new crap at a player in the 11th hour when they're like not really prepared for it. I've seen games do that. It's not great, but some do. Oh, I didn't want to go down there. Well, I mean, I did need that flicky, but I really didn't want to be in that giant electro death pit. So that's fine. What we got up here? Not much. Okay. think we're going this way. Okay, we got a bumper up here. I feel like I need to climb back up there and not end up in there. As long as I keep jumping, it's okay. We got this. Stages aren't timed, so I can take as long as I want. I prefer to go fast, though. Because it's Sonic. You gotta do that. Although I don't think Sonic's ever really been about going fast, as much as everyone likes to seem to think it is. Sonic's always just been about really solid platforming, mostly. At least that's how I've seen it. Okay, so we're definitely missing something. That's okay. We know where the exit is now. And now that we know that, we can work with that information to figure out what we're missing and where. Okay, so I have a theory. This is going to take us back to that, like, big ramp thing. I have a theory. But the problem's really going to be right around this way. And we just missed it, I think. If it's that way, then yes, we did. And if it's not, then it's not. I do kind of like the electric trail, though. That's kind of a cool feature. Just a nice little visual indicator that danger is here, so keep moving. Okay, let's try this again. So we definitely want to jump to this way. There we go. Did I miss something? Well, I missed this. That's... Okay, so it's not here. That's okay. I can work with that. Could be that the thing is on the left, or it could be that it's in an area close to the start that I missed out on. Fortunately, we got tons of rings. Nothing here. Okay. So it's gotta be with this little ramp thing. So I'm gonna try hugging this side of the ramp and see what happens. Ah, there we go. Kill the Techno Squeak. Grab the shield, and let's get out of here. After one more round, I guess. I appreciate that the electric trail doesn't immediately remove flickies. That's kind of nice. I appreciate that. It's okay, just gotta keep it slow. Slow and careful so we don't take damage, so we don't foul up. Got a shield so we're safe. Those are spikes. I can pass them like that though. I think I'm supposed to go up here though. Alright, Flicky. I'd like to have kept that shield, and I know there's one left back at sort of the start of this area, but I'd rather not have to go back there if I don't have to. I might just find the other flickies though. Nothing over there. Oop, that's fine. I got this. Momentum is a little weird when it comes to the power of ramps in this game. I think that's kind of why back in Rusty Ruins there was like that weird ramp where you had to use trampolines to get up it. Like, game just doesn't really understand how to use momentum with stuff like this, I think is what it's all about. Which makes aiming, because it's isometric, the only thing you have to really judge distance is your shadow, which I'm probably just bad at this. I'm willing to admit that, but it's not ideal. And I'm being a little bit touchy because I know there's that trap there that I probably need to jump straight off of to get to the thing above it. Like, I'm not going to say this game is, like, perfect by any means. I just think it's better than people give it credit for. Because I know people have said, like, this is the worst Sonic game ever, it's the worst Genesis game ever, and, like, yeah, the Genesis version is great, but the game's not as bad as people make it out to be. I need to get up there. The question is there a better way to get up there? And should I take it? Hey, Flicky, can you get up here? You're back down here. Okay, new plan. We're gonna try and do what I just did, and that works. Okay. Fair enough, then. Okay, we only have 3 Flickies. The cool thing is, like Flicky itself, you can get rid of all your Flickies. Like, if I wanted to, I could go to that ring right now and bank all the Flickies I have. The only difference is I'll get less of a score if I don't deposit them all at once. Which, well, that and, you know, they won't be part of my physical tail if I want to try and get more medals, if there even are any in this stage. I don't think there are. Also, this part reminds me of Catherine, which is a game I've not thought about in forever. And I do believe that was the final full proper level of this game. Now we just have 2 more boss fights. Now, I remember this boss being kind of tricky, and I remember the final one being really, really, really tough. So, we're going to have a good time with this, I think. Alright, let's do it. Yep, we're on this treadmill. And they drop spikes. Can't get ahead of the treadmill. Whoa, and he does that. And his hitbox is a little weird. Yep, this fight's a bit bad. I don't remember this being the final boss though. I remember him sitting around in a tube. Might have been the Genesis version. Come on, Robotnik. 1. Can't we just do the Sonic CD thing where I just run on the treadmill and then eventually you die because friction burns? This actually isn't that bad, it's just kind of a little bit awkward. It's actually not moving that fast, you can kind of stop, honestly. It's not really moving that fast. It's actually fine, really. Like, I'm not pressing any buttons to do that. That's me just sitting around. Okay, now things are a bit bad because I can't see where he is. But, you know, it's really just a matter of figuring out the timing of it. And of course, the isometric problem of figuring out distance between you and him relative to the camera. This isn't too bad. Not too bad at all. Yeah, I remember fighting him in like a tube. Maybe that was on the Genesis version or something. Or maybe that's the final boss that I'm thinking of, but I remember the final boss being like in dead space. With like light up tiles underneath you, from what I remember. Unless there's one more stage I don't remember, in which case, uh-oh. Uh-oh. Is there? There might be. Panic Puppet. Oh, crap. There's one more stage, I forgot. I genuinely don't remember this stage at all. Huh. That didn't even have a flicky in it. Huh. He hasn't roboticized his flickies. So if you want flickies, just get them from the tubes. What's in that little hatch? Huh. Just little hatches. Okay. I do kind of appreciate, like, the you know, pumps in the background pumping whatever nonsense to, you know, manufacture metal. Do I need to jump on this switch? I think I might need to, yeah. Or do something. I can't see how to interact with that right off. I don't see any other options, so I guess we're doing that somehow. There we go. Hitbox on it's just a little wonky. That's fine. Alright, so we have an actual extra stage that I didn't realize we had. That's fine. That's okay. Oh, game. Stop making ramps. You're not good at it. There we go. That's 2 flickies freed. What have we over in this direction, I wonder? It's a big flamey thing that has no flicky in it, so I don't need to bother. But it guards a tube that does have a flicky in it, so I do need to bother. I'm conflicted about my needing to bother about flickies. Music's really good. Oh no! Ramps! My one weakness in this game. Oh, and a lack of shields. That's another weakness I have. I didn't want to tell you all about my weaknesses, but they are many. Alright. And I have insufficient disk space to continue recording. Crap. Oh, I'll have to pick it up on the back end. You know, the sad thing is I made a huge amount of disk space before I did this. I think I had like 80 gigs. And I guess just the volume in which I'm recording and the quality is just ridiculous. So I apologize to anyone watching this on YouTube. It's going to look like crap now because I have to use the archived Twitch stream thing. So that's not going to look so great, but it is what it is. Alas, if I want to get the good encoder on YouTube, I have to record at 2K now, which makes everything way bigger in file size than it needs to be. Okay. We don't want to go that way. I don't think. We want to go this way. Okay. Flickies! Get back here. Okay. Now we need to find the ring. I think that would be this one. Oh, invulnerability. Yes, please. Because you know what that means. I can play with reckless abandon now. For at least a few seconds. And reckless abandon mode. Well, that's just how you play games. What is the hitbox on switches? There we go. Ha! Joke's on you, I already got all the flickies. Phew. That was a bit tricky. It's fine. It's fine. We got this, no problem. Alright, let's go. Panic Puppet Act 2. I don't think Knuckles and Tails are even here anymore. Doesn't matter. I need to rescue Flickies. You don't have a Flicky. Even if you don't have a Flicky, you should have some roboticized thing in it. Okay. How did I take damage and not lose my shield? Do the shields have, like, temporary, you know, grace period before their hitbox engages? Or something? Neat. I guess. That's not where I need to go. That's okay, though. I'm figuring it out. I need to go this way. That's fine. Whoa! Lightning guns. No one said anything about lightning guns. You know what I'm noticing is there's no flickies in the corner either. I think I just have to get to the exit. Like those tube flickies were the last flickies to untube. Also, I think I know what that thing in the background is. I call it a hunch, but I think I recognize those colors. Want that ring. I'll take that. And I'll avoid that turret. This is a really... I didn't want to say anything, but I think I recognize that. I'm not sure, though. It's just a hunch, really. Oh no. It's ramps. My biggest weakness. Okay. Pre-rendered ramps. Why have you forsaken me again? It's okay. It's okay. We got this. We got this. I saw an extra life around here. Guess I did not. Or I'm mistaking where I saw it. Ooh, shield. Yes, please. Alright. Oh. That's gonna drop. And now we go up his nose and into his brain. We have to perform brain surgery. That's the secret plot of this game. Perform brain surgery on Dr. Robotnik. Alright, now we got the boss, which I think is the tube fight I remember. Yep. I don't remember this fight all that well. And by that I mean I don't remember this fight at all. So, let's be careful. Oh, I think I'm supposed to hit that. Okay. Yeah, that's what I gotta do. Fine. Oh, you got faster all of a sudden. Like, just in general, I don't remember Panic Puppet at all. I think this is one of those things where it's better to, like, alternate so that you can take them down at the same time, because that gun is now active. It's slower than when it was, firing them both, but... Come on. It's being cautious. I mean, I get that. I respect cautious play, Robotnik. I don't think that's the end of that fight. And that concerns me. Oh, flame thing. Oh, flame thing. Oh. I dislike flame thing. Flame thing was fine when I had a flame shield, but now that I don't, flame thing is kind of ridiculous. That's some ridiculous homing attack right there. Ugh. This is where a game over. Hard. Like this... I don't know how many forms he has. I think he has 3. Wow. Alright, that's 1. 2. That's 3 hits on that one. Alright, no problem. This is where things get a little spicy. Like, I would be less offended by this form If I could figure out, you know, which arm was attacking. Like, there's not really a lot of... Also, I hit him. Like, his hitbox disappears really fast. There we go. Like, I feel like his hitbox should be a little bit more lenient. Like, it should linger a little longer. It seems like you can kind of trick him to using one if you hang out close to it, like right in front of it. I do not like these flames at all. Crap. Oh, I don't like having to go super wide like that. Alright. I think this is the last phase. Okay. Can I just hang out behind him? Huh. At least for this phase I can. That actually makes it kind of... I don't want to say easy, but it makes it a little bit less awkward is the words I'm looking for. Because the fact is, you know, given how short a time you could actually hurt him in his last phase, and the awkwardness of that flame attack, I didn't care for that so much. Haha, take that, Robotnik. Although I don't think we're done just yet. Still got a ways to go. And by that I mean we've got the worst fight of them all. If I recall, this is like a 10-phase boss fight. Huh. I don't remember the sparkly crystals in the floor, but... Or the background. Okay, so it's just avoid attacks. Attack him. Got it. There aren't any rings here. Hey, that's a Sonic 3 sound effect. I know that sound effect well. That whoop. Okay, well that's 2. I think he has like 5 individual phases, each with 1 hit, but you have to go through them twice. I think. These are also Sonic 3 sounds. Appreciate the warning sound for when it's coming down. Gonna cut across. That's another one. Alright. Oh, missiles! Just avoid their shadows. And if you don't do damage, he'll keep attacking the same way until you do. So this should be the final phase, but we have to repeat the phases twice. Oh, they bounce. Care not for that. Oh. Alright, well I'm getting a feel for the fight anyway. Might as well grab all the rings at once. It's probably a foolhardy strategy. Especially when you whip that badly. It's fine, no problem. After all, we have all the Chaos Emeralds. This is our reward for doing well. I don't mind so much about the tracky flamey attack. Like, I don't like it, but at least here we've got more room to maneuver. Alright, that's 2. Like I said, I think he's got 10 hits in him. It's a very long fight. It's definitely a stamina battle more than anything. 1. 2. I wish picking up dropped rings was a bit more consistent, because oftentimes they just sort of disappear. Okay, I'm gonna jump across, and he'll come over here. We'll hit him on the phase 4. Phase 4? Phase 4, yes. Which is missiles, which I honestly think is probably his easiest phase. The bouncy thing attack I don't care so much for. I'm not really sure how to dodge it effectively. Like, I can try and jump it, but... honestly, this is about the best strategy I can come up with. Just sort of hang out in the corner and jump. Alright. And then it's just repeat, really. I don't think he changes his style any. So, if we can repeat what we did, we should have him. Alright. Flames! Also, because I like that sound. That one didn't seem to track me. Alright. I mean, as long as we don't screw up the bouncing off walls phase, I think we've got this. Whoop. It's good to see that they kept some of Sonic 3 sound effects in here, though. Those are classic sound effects. I mean, I'm pretty sure Sonic Mania uses them. Some of them, anyway. Like, that warning sound is definitely a classic one. Oh, I timed that exactly wrong. Alright. But I managed to recover. Alright. Just avoid the shadows of the missiles. And now onto the scariest phase. Just gonna hang out in this corner and jump, I guess. Worked last time. That sprite looks weird. So I think he fires it 4 times before he becomes vulnerable. Nope. There we go. And I do believe that's Sonic 3D Blast on the Sega Saturn, which I still say is an underrated game, considering all the crap it goes through. It's not perfect, it can't handle ramps, and, you know, some things are a little bit wonky, but, you know, I still think it's a lot better than a lot of people give it credit for. And I'm glad I could show it off to you. And this is the first time I've actually beaten this version. And, you know, there it is. Sonic 3D Blast. The first time I've ever beaten this version. A game that I think is a lot better than it has any... it gets a lot of crap that it doesn't deserve. Like, no, I don't think it's the best Sonic game ever, but I think it's a lot better than people give it credit for. Especially this version. That said, the version a lot of people are more familiar with, the Genesis version, yeah, that version's crap. I was really happy I could show this off to you, and you know, I hope I may have changed some minds with how good this game is, you know, relative to how much crap it gets. Anyway, this has been a full playthrough of this game. I've never done that before. Pretty excited. And, you know, now that I've got a full playthrough of it, maybe I'll do a review. Although that said, you know, I'm gonna have to use the Twitch VOD, so that I'm not so thrilled about. But whatever. You know, Sonic 3D Blast. It's a better game than people give it credit for. Give it a shot on the Saturn if you have one. And, you know, I appreciate you sticking with me and watching this. And, you know, I thank you. And if you want to see more, you know, follow my Twitch channel to see streams when I do them. I'm thinking about trying to, like, do a regular Sega Saturn Day LC, but, you know, my regular Twitch streams are a little bit all over the place right now due to life circumstance. You might want to check out and subscribe to my YouTube channel to see everything else I do. I just put up a review of Super Bonk 2, which is a pretty solid little platformer. I also streamed on Twitch. And if you really want to make my day, check out the show's PayPal or Patreon. Support the show any way you can so that I can continue to do what I do to the best of my ability, which in this case is show off a little bit more of my childhood and hopefully change some minds. Because the fact is, I think this is a pretty good game, all things considered. Also, soundtrack and vocals pretty much by the Sonic R team as well, which is kind of nice. So, hooray for that. Anyway, thanks for sticking with me, and I'll see you next time. Peace out, Internet.